Hello and welcome back to LindaZ's Thursday morning. Today I wanted to continue along talking about Bernina. LindaZ's has been selling Bernina since the 60s, the 1960s. And there's something really special going on in the Bernina world right now. And it is a pre-launch of a top-of-the-line sewing machine, sewing and embroidery. And we are part of the action here at LindaZ's. And we've already had a wonderful mocktail. We told you we're going to have 3 of them. We do have 2 more cocktails in line. The next one is going to be on May 28th. It's a Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. So if you are interested in learning about the pre-launch of the brand new B990 machine, please do come and hang out with us. Cocktail mocktails. It was really fun the last one, and I'm sure that we'll do better even the next couple of times that we do this cocktail. So if you have any questions in the meantime, please don't hesitate to give us a call, get your number in line, and you can actually be one of their charter members, which are being VIP members of the Bernina family is going to be really fun for the people out there who are waiting. We've been waiting for 15 years for a top-of-the-line Bernina machine to come out. So we're very thrilled to be able to be a part of what Bernina is doing here at their launch and their pre-launch. Without further ado, I might as well go on to what I came here for. I actually came here because, like you maybe, I have a lot of patterns in my sewing studio at home. And I just thought, why don't we push ourselves, I'll push myself, and you can watch, towards getting these patterns out and actually making a garment. So this is a pattern for the Soul Blossom blouse. It's by Sew to Grow. And Sew to Grow is the company that's owned by a girl named Lindsay Ray. And Lindsay actually has come to our store in the past. She's from Texas, I believe, and she lived in Australia for a very long time. And we're just, we love her patterns over at LindaZ's here. And I just found this one and I thought, this is a cute blouse. Why don't we go ahead and make it? So today what I wanted to do was I wanted to take the pattern out of the case here. And I wanted to show you what I would do first starting out. So the first thing that I want to do is definitely, because you're going to need to check the pattern sizing, right? So if we open up this pattern, it comes on paper. And so we're going to have to figure out what size we want to make the pattern out of. And a lot of times there are suggestions in the garment making world that we do this in a certain different kinds of ways. So this is what the pattern looks like on paper. And as you can see, the pattern actually comes in multiple of sizes. So you can see each line going out from, this is a sleeve piece here. This is the front piece that I would be cutting out on a fold here. And then you have different gradations of the sizes. And so they've got a size 8, a 10, a 12, a 14, 16. It goes all the way to a size 22. These are the pieces of the blouse that we will be constructing together, that I will be constructing together. And so it comes on one big piece of paper. And the thing that can be kind of daunting when you see this paper, other than the fact that you do have to sew it together at one point, is that there are different sizes, right? So you've got the different sizes that are represented by numbers here. But maybe we're, or you or me, or we all are a different combination of some of these sizes. And so it's about, finding the right balance between, like, I might leave my sleeve alone, and then I might add a little bit in between my different parts of the sizes for just allowing for different body shapes. And so, and I've actually been very interested lately in taking just a standard sleeve pattern or a standard top pattern and changing. So this, you can see that it's a V-neck. This is the front piece. This is a V-neck. And if I wanted to have a round neck, all I would do is shape this in a different way, this pattern. And so it's possible to actually change these patterns a little bit. If you don't want the V-neck to be as deep, it can be a little bit less deep. So you can actually create these patterns you can adapt them to your own choice, which is very nice about that. But that's kind of me digressing a little bit. What I wanted to do here today was actually take apart this big piece of paper into each piece, right? So that way, once we have taken it apart, we can see then where we want to lay it. Oh, and before I do that, I also wanted to say that a lot of times these pattern makers, they recommend that you actually make a mock-up of this before you start cutting into your really expensive silk or your really expensive linen or polyester or whatever is rayon, whatever you're going to do this blouse out of or your garment out of, that you actually make one out of muslin. So I've got some muslin here just to show you that that's what I'll be making it on. And so the reason that they want you to make this out of muslin first is that once you've actually sewn it together, you can see if the sizing is right for you. And you can make those adjustments on the muslin easily because you can just, take more. Muslin is known for not being super expensive, and it may not have the same drape as my polyester or my silk or my rayon, but it's going to have the sizing that will show you precisely what it's going to look like once we start cutting out the garment. So here I'll start first by just going around. So this is my bias strip for the neck and my bias strip for the slit of the sides. So you can see that there's a slit on the side of and over here too, there's another slit here. So this is the bias strip to line those. And then this is my cuff for my sleeve, and it's going to be turned into a bow. So, and I was thinking even this is so wide, I might just narrow it down a little bit more to have that bow be not so bulky. So, I mean, these are things that you can do as you're going along. So here I'm just going to cut with paper scissors around the outside of all of the sizes, because maybe one day I want to make this pattern in another size, and I don't want to cut out the pattern. Here, let me just cut around this here like this, cutting around. So here I've got my back piece. This is my back piece. I'm going to cut around the sleeve here. And the reason I don't want to cut out a size there are a few reasons, but the main reason I don't want to cut out at a size that I have predetermined for this pattern is that I will be actually tracing it onto what they call pattern ease, or this kind of a interfacing type of a cutaway fabric that is great to create. So instead of it being in paper, I will be able to create the size each time on that pattern ease, which is a white woven fabric that's that you need a scissor to cut into, and it just makes the pattern more durable as you go along. So here, let's cut out the bias strips here, the patterns for those. Could be using a rotary cutter for this too, but I just decided to use paper scissors. This is a very long piece of bias here. That's another piece there. Here I've got my bias for the slits, and I'm going to be cutting 2 of those because there's a slit on each side of the top of the blouse. This is my cuff down here. So I'll cut around that cuff. Like I said, I may be making this cuff a little bit more narrow so that when, I don't know if you can see this on this picture, but she's got bows. So it's attached. The cuff has long straps that are attached, and you tie them into bows at each cuff. You might be able to see it better on this picture. You can see the bow here. It's cute. So I'll maybe keep it maybe I'll do one the exact same size as the pattern, and then see if second try I might want to thin it down a little bit. So here we have the neckline. Let's just get a little bit closer into here. This is my front. I could just trim straighter along there. So those are all of the pieces. And the next step I would take is to determine then, and you'd want a measuring tape for this. So you kind of want to know how many inches, how long do I want this piece to be, you know, like you could even hold this up to yourself really and see how long this piece is actually. Sorry, I lost my microphone. Sorry. I was rubbing against it, and here I was just trying to show you that you could actually hold these pieces up just to get an idea of how long is this blouse actually going to be? Do I like that length? And there is a line along the pattern for both the front and the back where it says a shortening or lengthening line. So for someone who would be shorter, you could actually fold this up and make it shorter. So if you needed it to be shorter length, the blouse, and then you would trim along it and add paper to the back. Then if you wanted to lengthen this, if you wanted it to be a tunic, for example, instead of a short blouse, you could actually lengthen it here. So you would cut off here and you would add paper, or, you know, add to your pattern. And that is a product called Pattern Ease that we do carry at LindaZ. It's on a bolt, kind of like this muslin, but it is a more transparent type of a woven interfacing kind of a fabric. And it's great for, like I said, you would put it on top of this and you would trace around the size that you wanted. You would, again, if you wanted this to be longer, you would cut this here, add paper to the back, tape it down, and then that would be your length at that point. But you'd want to do the exact same measurements on your front that you did to your back. But if you're going to lengthen it or shorten it, you'd want to lengthen or shorten the same amount to both sides. So that's me pretty much talking about how I am getting going. And so you've just helped me get going on my pattern to make this. So we'll be moving along with this blouse, and I'll keep you all posted to how it goes. And I'm excited because I've always wanted to make a blouse called Soul Blossom. So there you go. And I hope you do think about coming to our Bernina 990 pre-launch party on May 28th. That would be really fun. And I hope you have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.